Oh my god. Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to another Friday and another casual champion review where today we're playing Aurelion Sol at last, a character I actually enjoy. Huzzah! You can't tell I'm kind of tilted a bit at the start because it's taken so long to get into this game at all. I thought, hey, you know, Asol's got a pretty high ban rate. Let's go into a blind pick game instead. And the queue time was 14 minutes. And so we said, okay, screw it. Maybe it's because we only have 4 people, so we cancel it, queue up with 5 people. The queue took 22 minutes, and it took 5 minutes to load into this game. And why? No one's playing this game anymore. Ugh. I hate it here. You know what I don't hate, though? Fan art section. I'm getting so good at these segues, you guys. Anyway, look at them. Beautiful. As always, is so good. I imagine this one, for the people who chose to participate in the challenge on this one, had a bit of a difficult time trying to incorporate a human into dragon. It's a bit of a weird mix, but it's still funny. I'm excited for this one because there's Diana and Leona on the enemy team and an Aurelion Sol. So we should have a mirror matchup. Hopefully, this guy's using Ao Shin, so that's even better. Alright, so where do we begin with Mr. Sol? I guess it should be stated that he is God. Yep, he is God. He's the creator deity. By extension of that, he is probably the most powerful being in Runeterra or available to play in League of Legends. Although it's said that Zoe is close to matching his power level, which I get. I feel like that's more for comedic effect than anything. She can travel between dimensions. I don't know if I'd put that on par with making stars, though. Oh, Cyan isn't here. Yeah, I'm really scared they're gonna surrender. Oh! Alright, let's try that again, shall we? That one was even worse. We tried to queue up for a draft pick game, and wouldn't you know it, the first thing they ban is Asol, so another 50 minutes go by of useless time wasting. Where do we even leave off? I don't even know. Monkey mid. What the fuck? I think where we last left off was that Asol is one of the most powerful beings in Runeterra, if not the most. And with power like that, it wants to be used, primarily by the other Celestial and the Aspects. They see his power and they say, hey, we want to use that for ourselves. We need to devise a way to get him to give us his power willingly. So they find one planet called Runeterra, which was formed by one of his stars. And they say, hey, Aurelion Sol, go give those guys down on Runeterra a bit of guidance. They need your help. And Asol goes down there, and of course he's met with praise and worship, and they love him. We love you, Asol. And we're going to help you and shower you in gifts and kindness, Mongchi. I've never fought Wukong mid before. This is definitely a new experience for me. It did a lot of damage when he all in me. Oh. And I live, bitch. Dragon's Flight. Old E would have never done that. So anyway, Asol goes down, and everyone loves him. They adore him. And, of course, he's got an ego out the wazoo, so he loves the attention. He loves the worship. And the Aspects take advantage of this. And they say, hey, people of Runeterra, show Asol gratitude. Give him a gift. And they demand they give him a very specific gift, and they give them this big golden crown, which you see on his head right now. And they give him the golden crown, and of course, because he's vain as can be and thinks it looks nice, he puts it on his head, and wouldn't you know it, it's a mind-controlling crown. Well, not really mind-controlling, but they're like chains. It's a restraint. It's like how Zoe describes it, I guess. It's a big leash. So now the Aspects can use Asol however much they want, and they do. Take him all across the universe. You know, helping out with space creatures and stuff, sealing void rifts, and eventually creating the sun discs of Shurima. Yeah, that's where the sun discs come from. They're from Asol's power used against his will. And Asol becomes pretty petty about it. I mean, he's already upset that he's enslaved, but then he sees his power being misused. He sees the God Wars and the Ascended being created. Not only are they failures at the start like the Bakai, but then they start fighting amongst each other and destroying each other, and he just starts to hate Runeterra. Not just the Aspects. He hates Targon. He hates everything he associates with. He wants to destroy it. And then eventually gets to one point, I think it was a short story where he's called down to Runeterra to seal a void rift. And the previous aspect of war, so the previous Pantheon before Atreus was there, and in Asol's efforts to destroy the Void Rift, he kills the physical body of the Pantheon. And as punishment, since you yank on his leash a bit and say, hey, Asol, stop that, As punishment for being a naughty boy, we're going to kill one of your stars. And that just makes him hate them even more. That's another thing as well, is that is a bit of an in-canon universe thing. That, you know, in our world, stars die out. That's just a natural cause over time. In the Runeterran universe, apparently stars wouldn't die out as long as Asol's there. But because he's enslaved, the stars are slowly dying, and he's terrified about his creations vanishing. Because that's what he cares about more than anything, besides himself, of course. And that's all where his story lands currently. He's just really angry. He wants vengeance on the people who enslaved him. He wants vengeance on Targon for misusing his power. He wants vengeance on Runeterra for being the place that enslaved him and being just this worthless rock that interfered with his creation. And he's world-ending threat to Runeterra number 523. So if Asol is freed, Runeterra is ruined. He could probably literally just Thanos snap the world out of existence. So now moving on to the design, what can I say about it that hasn't already been said? He's awesome. It's a space dragon. Like, there's very few characters, I think, in fictional media where you look at it and you're like, wow, I can play as that in this video game? That's not an enemy, that's a playable character? That's how I was introduced to League, actually, was Cho'Gath. I was like, you can play as Godzilla? The only reason I even have Mastery 7 on him currently is because it was a subathon sub-gold challenge, which I do want to set up a new subathon again in the future, because it's been so long since I did that one. That was my first one. So, I guess, let me know if that's something you guys would like to see, I guess. It's also just like, I mean, look at him, man. The gradient of his body, I think is one of my favorite things about him. Not just because it looks cool in-game, but it makes sense design-wise and has game functionality because it shows that he's made of stars and galaxies, all the purples and blues, and you can see the stars glowing inside of him, but also because that lower part of his area that's kind of gradient, or I guess opacity, filter, whatever it is, not visible, you can't hit him there. It's just really clever. The one big unfortunate thing about Asol, though, is his size. He's supposed to be basically planet size, but how you ever going to get that across in a MOBA? It's the same thing for champions like Malphite and Anavia, and even newer ones like Galio. Oh god, Galio's 2017 new. Ugh. Anyway, he's supposed to be this giant cosmic space dragon, and realistically, that aspect of him was never going to come across properly. The thing you'd really have to sell on Asol for putting him into MOBA is his fantasy of being a space dragon. Unfortunately, the original incarnation of Aurelion Sol, I will say I think the Legends of Runeterra design is a lot better, really going ham into the Eastern style dragon. I mean, I get that he already is kind of doing that, but Legends of Runeterra really makes him snake-like and winding, like he's swimming through outer space almost. I get why they can't put that in League of Legends, because character model is already massive enough as it is, but I like that Legends of Runeterra gets to explore that. Even in skins, we get to see Storm Dragon Aurelion Sol like that. Speaking of Storm Dragon Aurelion Sol, I should probably mention that for all the League Zoomers out there who weren't around during Asol's release, or more accurately, even before his release. Before, Asol was called Aoshin, and he was meant to release in 2014. Instead of being a space dragon, he was supposed to be a storm dragon, you know, like lightning and tornadoes and stuff. And that never came out. Aoshin never came to be, and it would be ages. I think it would be another 4 years after he was initially teased until we got Aurelion Sol in League of Legends, and that, I still remember his teaser, man. It gives me goosebumps. I went back to go get the trailer for the season rewind, or the season 6 rewind, and my god, it still gives me chills. Like I said, I don't have a lot to say about Asol's design that hasn't already been said 100 times before. He's great. Certainly looks a lot better than League's other dragon champion. I really hope Riot picking up the pace on ASUs and whatnot, Shyvana will get her time to shine. Moving on from his design, I don't really think there's much else I can say of value besides what's been said 100 times over. I think what many of you fellas are here to really see is, what do I think about his gameplay and by extension the CGU? Well, it's a bit hard to tell, seeing as how I have died 7 times this game, but and this might also be a bit of a contrarian take at this point, because I've seen so much animosity about this, but I love it. I love the rework. I think it's amazing. I know the A-Soul mains, like, they are crying right now. It's sad. It sucks. I know. I can't imagine your pain of this unpopular monster champion who's stuck with through thick and thin. Riot keeps nerfing them over and over and over again, and all you want is for them to finally be good and have fun with them again, and then they just release an update that completely ruins them for you. Hybrid mid-scope. Sorry, what? And it sucks that that piece of League is lost to time. Like, we're probably never gonna see Aurelion Sol orbiting stars again, or even maybe a mechanic like that ever again. And that sucks. I fully agree with you. However, remember what I was saying earlier about how with Aurelion Sol, if you really wanted to make Aurelion Sol convincing in League of Legends without the without making him his accurate size, you had to fulfill his power fantasy. And I'm sorry, the old A-Soul just did not. The big galaxy was awesome. That was one of the coolest things in the entire League of Legends until you hit the ability and realized it did 2 damage. And all of that wow factor was gone immediately. With new A-Soul, though, this is what this is not just a dragon. This is a space dragon. He's got the fire breath. He's got the flight. He's got the dark matter. He's got the stars. He throws down a meteor from the sky. Like, oh my god, it's so cool. Skies descend. Ah, I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Mochi. No. Oh, Monchi. Oh, you fell right into my trap. Oh, beam. Yes. Yes. Beam. Oh my god. How is this not fun? How dude, it's so fun. I know it's simple. I'm just pressing Q and shooting fire. I spit hot fire. But it's just so cool. I think it's especially special for Aurelion because I've played the original. Like I said, it was a subathon sub-goal to get him to Mastery 7, and that was one of my most miserable experiences playing League of Legends. Even when you get fed on old A-Soul, you didn't feel like you were fed. It just felt like, yeah, I'm on par with the 2 and 780 carry. Like, it was just, what is this? Is he? Oh. The guy's just a clown in real life. Everything about old A-Soul was frustrating. Trying to aim your stars was frustrating. This ability that you were channeling from base does this giant area and it does 2 damage was frustrating. The fact that your only way to escape was your ult was frustrating. Your flight was canceled by literally anything was frustrating. You couldn't even hide in bushes because they'd see your stars. Like, it feels like one of those champions that the entire game was stacked against you. Meanwhile, ooh, this, I don't know. Beam. Uh-oh. I got it, don't worry. That's the real one. Oh. Wait, what? 6v4 MF was on your team, but your misfortune... Oh, man, I sound like a broken record here, and again, I know people are upset about it. Some people think it's broken. Admittedly, it was very strong. I got a pentakill on my first day playing it. He's easy as can be. A newborn baby chimpanzee could pick up this character and probably do well. I don't fucking care, man. I think it's awesome. There's no character in this game I think gives like that sense of power. I feel powerful when playing this character. I also like, remember I was talking about Legends of Runeterra? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do the Legends of Runeterra move. Skies descend! Oh! Oh, I'm still not done. I'm still flying in. I'll have his fortune. Oh, and then I fly again. Woo! So the Skies Descend is his character spell in Legends of Runeterra. I just think that's so awesome they brought it over. Oops. I think that's so awesome they brought it over to League of Legends. And in fact, I think Falling Star, which is the name of his current ult, I think so, They brought that over to Legends of Runeterra recently, so it went full circle. It's just awesome, man. He went from one of those characters that I love everything about them. Like, I love the design, I love the personality, I love the lore. Even, you know, I hate Zoe. I really do. I think she creeps me out to holy hell, but her interactions with Aurelion Sol are golden. I love that she treats him as some, like, pet. Like, this is just like just a giant dog, and Asol's just this fucking child. I'm going to burn her to the ground. And that's great. Oh, there's also, I think some of my favorite voice lines is Aurelion Sol's interactions with Pantheon. I love his interaction where he buys an item and he says, "Put it on my tab. The name's Pantheon with a P." That's beautiful. So he was like one of those champions that I used to love everything about besides gameplay, and now I love his gameplay. So, like, he's perfect to me. I love everything about him. He's fun, he looks cool, he sounds cool, his bio's cool, his interactions are cool. Like, he has skyrocketed to one of my all-time most favorite champions in every category now. Like, it's astounding. And I'm so happy that so many other people are enjoying him now. Again, I'm sad for the people who lost their favorite champion. Oh, there we go. But I hope it was a worthy trade-off because I love new Asol. I think it's great. Thank you for joining this week's Casual Champion Review, anyone. I'll see you next week for the final letter A champion with the racist pigeon. All right, goodbye. Ew.